Hello, my name is Alex Hansolo, and I'll be covering the market today and what I think will happen through the next couple of weeks through about mid-October, and then hopefully up and beyond from there. Um, don't mind the mess. It's just my scratch paper, all this stuff. You see this overall pattern here, this huge Cartley that we're kind of coming up against here and there. Let me turn off a few of these so it's a little more clear what we're looking at. There are fib extensions, and we got a few fun little items. I drew a little slide here, and this happened. Even though I thought we were going to bounce here and kind of got scammed a bit, then I knew we weren't going to drop down here yet, and I said, yeah, we're not dropping that yet. So we tested a few of these fib levels. We'll probably test this one more time around 2.1 trillion. Maybe we will even hit this dotted line a couple times. But overall, we're going to most likely follow this same pattern here. Let's see how we do this. Here we go. Most likely we're going to follow basically this pattern. It's kind of what I pasted over through this. Where you see the first two bumps after the big drop, and then the higher high with maybe some other retests that'll confuse us. But anyway, let's turn this off and look at some of the indicators really quick. You can see we're almost dropping out of this total cap channel, but we have the shorter term channel we're about to probably not break out of, but actually we probably could very well touch 2.2T before we drop to that next level down. If we get all the way up to 2.4T, which was an earlier call I had, that would change things, and I would not think we're going to 1.6 anymore. But right now I do think we're going to 1.6 trillion. As you can kind of see this level down here. But again, we could get up to this 2.4 trillion, which I was calling earlier when we were here. So let's just take a look at a couple others. Looking at Bitcoin, I think it could go to 46, kind of squeeze up to here and retest this level. Right around here. We're on the 4-hour chart above a couple fib levels. Probably going to bounce off of 44.5 like we already did. And then hopefully work our way up. Otherwise, if we can't get past these levels, which there's a lot of selling volume here, we might not get to the top unless we just go sideways for a while and then kind of hit the top of the channel over here. And then bounce down and go above it and retest it. But we haven't retested this dotted line, so I do think we could touch that 46K. But again, that's not a lot of volume there. They always tend to make me think we're going to go higher, and so we can't always just go higher. So that's where kind of the Elliott waves come in, but those are hard to get in this chaotic market. They don't always line up right. This could be like the A, B, C. What do we got? You basically just count the turns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and this would be the start of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could really be turning around right here, at least for a few nice highs around 48 over before we probably have that huge drop sometime in October. Unfortunately, we're probably going to go up for a good, hopefully, a few days, at least 3 or 4 days from here. At about, what is this? If we do days, kind of drop that we experienced so far. So this is about 3 weeks, 20 bars and days. How long was this rocket? 47 bars. And everything's pretty symmetrical. But here we're close to dropping out of this channel, which is pretty scary. We are close to the halfway point. We'll probably bounce off this like we already have a few times. And since we've already kind of tested that level, we could drop through it. So you gotta choose to play the 4-hour or the daily. And the 4-hour, we're also on the bottom of this channel here. And we've been going down since the beginning of September. We haven't really retested this 49 level before we go down. Do we need to? Maybe not. Sometimes you can kind of see the shape of the hand here. The thumb, the first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky, and kind of just work our way down. Doubtful we'll get to 49 and retest this level. We might retest this 46 one more time, basically. If we get to 48, we'll probably get to 49. But if it takes us a while to get there, let's see how it gets. Let's see where we get to, I guess. Here we can see a ceiling coming up around 3,200 in the 4-hour. So, if we get to 3,284 and past that, then we might get to like 3,400. And we could potentially squeeze up, but I don't really think we'll hit these levels. It's pretty low volume. We might retest this red line before we drop out of this channel. That'd be very nice. If we could at least do that. I've been waiting for like a 36 touch. I think that is what I'm kind of leaning towards this time. Let's look at USDT really quick. It is testing the bottom of the channel, and so we could drop out of here and go down and get really bullish with money going into the market. We are seeing kind of a bull flag forming here, so it should squeeze out to retest it. So as far as days, we really want this to start getting bullish, basically now. We're hoping that this retest was enough, and that this is not a bull flag that it looks like. It's not going to break out and retest it when we're done, which it looks like it will. It's a 0.5% jump. It's pretty bearish if it moves up here. So these, Mondays tomorrow, today was pretty bullish, so Monday usually continues that. If we have a really good Sunday Monday, we could have a bullish week. And we do see that it's hard to just base things on the visible range. Maybe show some targets. Let's look at it for I'll turn this off for a second. So we are dropping off the top, which is nice. And so as far as what is tomorrow going to look like, really we're hoping that we stay below this level and get to here. And we'll probably bounce up here and get back bearish. But with where I'm sitting, as long as we have a good bullish day tomorrow, we'll probably hold through Tuesday, wait through Wednesday, maybe Wednesday we'll turn around. And that's when we might decide to sell some. but we're so close to the end of the bear market that selling is getting more and more risky, so you got to be careful there. If you're going to sell, make sure to put it back into the market probably within a day or two or four. Yeah, let's just take a couple more peeks at a few more things. We got our Ethereum dominance, really been rocketing over the last 4 hours. Can it get above this? I think it could. Hasn't reached any real peaks yet. It's already above some of the previous ones. Take a look at the 1 hour. Did hit the ceiling. It might bounce a little bit, but it's kind of a bull flag here. Yeah, it's really close to dropping out of this channel. This is pretty flat volume, so it could actually drop out of here and touch this red line. More likely than not, with how flat this is. It's like it already ate away at that necessary floor. It should have been eating away above it to kind of slip up, but it was eating away the necessary floor on this 15 minutes. So I do think it's going to drop here, retest, and hopefully not get to this level, unfortunately. I'm really relying on tomorrow being bullish, but this is kind of scaring me. So we should give it a few more hours before I go to bed, I guess. Bitcoin dominance, I was waiting for this to kind of keep dropping through this. Here we got the 15-minute showing. High or low bounce, likely money coming out of the market. Looks like a pretty easy squeeze up. What's the 1 hour look like? Kind of working its way up this. When it kind of walks its way up slow and drops, I would normally think it's eating away an important floor, and we're below this channel. We haven't really tested the bottom again, so I'm really hoping that, sure, we might kind of work our way up and then really drop. But it could just as easily squeeze up. We haven't tested this level either, so on the 1 hour it's kind of tricky. If we just base it on that, look at the 2 hour. It's also looking like it's going to squeeze up or test 3 times. But look at total cap. What other ways can you kind of get a hunch? We do see RSI staying above. That's really key. As long as this keeps going up this, like we're golden. This 2 hours really what I'm really looking at. I see this trend really continuing. It's lining up with my total cap spikes. It's one of the main ways to know which pivot is about to happen, how much steam we have left. I like looking at it on the 3 hour primarily. We are about 12 hours, 15 hours early on the spike, but you do see this, so it's a whale move. You see such a rapid change in momentum direction. This we're dealing with like $80 billion in 3 hours at a time. For example, here, I'm just showing where I was thinking we'd stop. I drew that blue line a few days ago here. I think that's basically it. So overall bullish, if we kind of look at some RC strategy indicators, we're seeing a little bit of red here. I think it's too worrisome just yet. We really don't want to drop this 50 level RSI. We are seeing ADX momentum slowing down here while we stay flat, so it's about to increase on a sell-off or a buy. I do have this Elliott wave up here. We are above this level. We haven't really tested it, and the longer we wait, the retest will be below the wedge. It would be nice if we would have retested it right here, but it just popped up. Although we are bouncing off a huge Gartley. Kind of crazy how draw a huge trend and it just bounces right on it. And here it's going to potentially break out of another channel and keep going up. So total cap, let's just kind of keep going. Kind of keep watching it hit up here. And by the time I wake up, I'll maybe sell some stuff. I only saw a little at that time. And that's probably one more indicator on that. Here we have the MACD. I think it's really in the middle right now. It's really hard to know what's happening based on that MACD. Look at the 1 hour. You can see it's at a higher high. MAC ADX decrease on this buy off, unfortunately. So we're kind of running out of steam here on this 1 hour. And if we pull out one more indicator, you can see that ADX is increasing. So we had a huge spike, a few hours ago, about 12 hours ago, or 24 hours ago, and what's kind of happening here with that? You see a huge sell-off here, and then you see momentum slowing as the money's flowing in. And then again, you see momentum increasing with a huge sell-off, and kind of money not really flowing in. And then again, huge momentum. But here we're starting to see momentum increase with the buy. So that's nice. And then we got momentum increasing with sell-off, and now momentum decreasing with the buy, unfortunately. So it's hopefully going to what happened here where it increased with the buy, or sorry, right here. It was right before a huge spike drop like this, which is kind of like what we just saw. So, but really, that means it should have been increasing during that spike drop, which it's kind of hard to know what's happening here. But if you just look at a smaller time frame, I guess 30 minutes, you can see green is increasing with the total cap. At least right now, it is at a higher high. You do kind of want it to start maybe some of those higher highs pretty soon. Otherwise, we're pretty close to some channel drops. This is going down. Seeing a huge momentum on a sell-off, unfortunately. Okay, let's just pin drop retest. Let's have retest. It is a downward channel, so should be able to get back up to these levels. Alright, well, I think that's it. Have a good day, guys.